Hi, my name is Kelvin, and I'm a product marketing manager on the Flutter team at Google.
And I'm Morgan. I'm the Senior Director of Audience Strategy at Global Citizen. Welcome back to the Global Gamers Challenge, powered by Flutter and Global Citizen. In our last video, we said we'd be back soon with some exciting updates. So, here we are. Today, we're happy to share more information about the hackathon's judging process and reveal the panel of judges. But before we get too far, we should recap the goal of this hackathon. Let's take a trip down memory lane. The Global Gamers Challenge is to build an epic Flutter game that empowers players to take small actions for the environment that, when done collectively, lead to large impact.
And if the judges select your game to be one of the top 10, you'll have a chance to hang out with the Flutter team at the Google offices in New York City for a day of workshops and mentorship.
Followed by a day of celebrating your achievements with 60,000 other global citizens at next year's Global Citizen Festival. So dreamy.
Why, thank you.
I meant the goal of the challenge.
Oh, that works too.
Moving on. We both love what we're seeing so far, and it would seem you all are too.
Thousands of people from all over the world have begun working either on their own or with a team to build a sustainable game using Flutter. And we really can't wait to see what you all come up with.
And we can't wait to hang out with the creators of the 10 best projects in NYC.
Speaking of the 10 best projects though, now might be a good time to talk about the folks who are on the hackathon judging panel.
Well, we haven't even talked about the judging process.
Yeah, you're right. There's just a little bit of process. And here's what we mean by that. There will be 2 rounds of judging for this hackathon with a little mentorship sprinkled in between. So what does that look like? On March 5th, after the hackathon submission period closes, a panel of judges will analyze all of the eligible submissions with the goal of selecting the top 20 games.
Then, those teams or individuals will be matched with mentors from the Flutter team and community. These teams will have 2 weeks to get their feedback from their mentor and implement any changes or polish any details.
Finally, another panel of judges will decide the 10 finalists who will then be announced in May of this year. Okay, so with all of that out of the way, we can reveal who the judges are. Am I forgetting something else?
Yeah, you're gonna reveal this without a drum roll?
You think we need a drum roll for this?
Yeah, it's our thing.
I guess. Let's get a drum roll. And here's the panel of expert Flutter developers who will be judging the first round of submissions. Everyone here is on the Flutter team at Google. Many were involved in the creation of the Flutter Casual Games Toolkit, and several have built their very own Flutter games.
Once that panel of judges from the Flutter team have narrowed things down to the top 20, which I'm sure will be really, really difficult, this awesome group of people will come together to select the final 10. As you can see, this is an incredibly distinguished group of leaders across social activism, sustainability, and gaming.
That's a really great looking group of folks. But your next question might be, how will the judges assess my project? What's the criteria? You'll find the full list on the hackathon site, but we'll also take a second to dive into each one a bit here.
Let's start with the first one, addressing significant environmental sustainability issue. Your game should clearly align with the contest theme and go beyond entertainment.
Your game should inspire and empower players to take action beyond the screen. Does it make players want to change their behaviors, raise awareness, or drive community initiatives?
And in order to do that, you may need to come up with an innovative and engaging game concept. We're looking for fresh gameplay mechanics and storytelling techniques that connect players with sustainability issues in new ways. Part of the beauty in such a creative global community is the incredibly creative ideas we never quite see coming. We encourage you to think outside the box.
And pro tip, put all the exciting things early on in the game so the judges don't have to beat 15 levels to see all of your awesome ideas.
That is a good tip.
And finally, you can't really create an impactful game if it keeps crashing, right? That's why the final criteria category will be engineering quality. The best submissions will deliver clean, optimized code, and will have clearly considered details like accessibility so that players of all abilities can enjoy it. And of course, because we're Flutter, we'll be handing out bonus points for multi-platform deployment. Show us your game working on the web, and for some more points, try iOS, Android, Windows, macOS, and Linux.
That's all for this update. Join the Slack channel to get help if you run into issues, and ask any other questions that come up. We've got a few more weeks to go, so make sure to get started on those finishing touches.